Good day, my name is Matilda Hadindu. I'm the moderator for this Group 31, and our topic is knowledge management and e-learning. For the course of this topic, we're going to be looking at definition of knowledge management. We're going to be looking at the steps in launching knowledge management. We'll be looking at e-learning. We'll be looking at approaches to e-learning. We'll be looking at compare and contrast corporate and educational e-learning and e-learning and classroom-based learning. We'll be looking at how to create an e-learning program and kinds of technology that can be applied.
My name is Adepoju Miriam Ayubami. I'll be explaining knowledge management and steps involved in knowledge management. Knowledge management is concerned with the identification, acquisition, distribution, and maintenance of essential and relevant knowledge. We only describe the terms knowledge management as follows. Knowledge management is concerned with the exploitation and development of the knowledge assets of an organization with a view to furthering the organization objective. Steps involved in knowledge management. There are 4 steps involved in knowledge management. The first step is identify the goal, locate the sources, capture the knowledge, organize, share, and value knowledge. So I'll be explaining the first step, which is identify the goal. Identify the specified goal of the project, which can best be determined by studying the organizational specific needs. Locate the sources. Locate the sources of relevant knowledge for projects focused on explicit knowledge and structural capital, which may already be in electronic form. Then I'll be explaining the third one, which is capture the knowledge. Before the people can take advantage of intellectual capital, it must be captured. The best strategies for doing this depend on the kind of knowledge we seek and how we can store it. Last step involved in knowledge management, we have organize, share, and value knowledge. The bit and piece of knowledge that emerges from all these meeting notes, interview, document, and video will be used like a chaotic library with no searchable catalog until they are organized into some kind of repository.
My name is Oja Chigozie, and I will be explaining e-learning. Learning is a vital aspect or a central aspect of an organization, and e-learning has come to play a vital role in this problem. The problem of time and space that comes with face-to-face classroom sections has been eliminated by e-learning. Now let's go to the definition of e-learning. E-learning is a set of instructional activities that depends on information and communication technology. This technology helps to connect an instructor, the trainee, and also the educational or informational material. For example, the internet has come to play a vital role in e-learning. Now we have Google Meet and Zoom, which connects the instructor, the trainees, and also the educational or informational material, which helps them in their learning program. So now, let's talk about the approaches of e-learning. We have 3 main approaches of e-learning, which are self-paced, instructor-led, and hybrid e-learning. Self-paced e-learning is the use of material information or material documents to learn through a course of a program. It's mostly used by organizations for technical learning. Now let's go into instructor-led. Instructor-led e-learning is a kind of e-learning that brings the instructors and their trainees together. It can be part of a recorded video or also a virtual classroom type of e-learning program. Now let's get into the hybrid program. Hybrid program comes with a combination of the self-paced and instructor-led e-learning. This brings about the relationship of the trainee, the instructors, and also their educational material. And the trainees can also go back to get their educational materials, also watch videos, which will help their learning process.
My name is Adele Muyosori Ajoke. I'll be comparing and contrasting corporate e-learning and classroom-based e-learning. When we talk about corporate-based e-learning, corporations has to do with business organizations, companies, firms, and legs. Corporations build many self-paced e-learning modules that employees will adopt. When we talk about self-paced e-learning, that's the use of the internet. Self-paced e-learning modules are made available for the employees by making materials available online through the use of internet facilities for each employee in order to improve their skills and also add to their certifications. For instance, in the accounting world of today, there are different types of software packages that are streamlined for the accounting profession, such as Peachtree, Microsoft Excel, and the likes. This also applies to different disciplines in the industry. Instructor-led training is a kind of on-site training when the instructor is made available in the classroom environment to give instructions and teaching materials or aids for the students, compared to the online type of e-learning that has to do with the LMS, learning management system. Hybrid e-learning has to do with merging both self-paced and instructor-led. Previously, I explained self-paced as making materials available online, and why instructor-led is a kind of on-site training. So when we talk about hybrid, it has to do with both the online materials made available and on-site. But the major advantage of the hybrid is the access to go back to the materials, to recover those materials that has been posted online or that is made available on the internet. Moving forward for corporations, hybrid e-learning helps the employee gain access to materials made available online anytime or at his or her own convenience. For the instructor-led, a facilitator can be made available on ground to train the employees on how best they can adopt different softwares. Then for the class-based for e-learning, learning management system helps the students to have access to materials and helps them retrieve materials and make it available anytime they need it.
My name is Azan Ayodeji. In this slide, I'll be discussing how to create an e-learning program. The first step to take when creating an e-learning program is to ask yourself the what and the whys. What are you doing? What are you creating, and why are you creating it? The next step to take is to choose your technology. This step talks about choosing your technology tools, either your softwares or your hardwares. Your hardwares consisting of your computers, the headsets, the video tools, and your camera tools, while your software talks about outlines your application, your software tool. The next step is to choose your technologies. Your technologies here are your hardware and your software tools. The next step is to audit your current materials. This step talks about gathering all your current materials and auditing them to make sure everything is in place. Your next step is to develop your content. Your content here is creating a blueprint and how to develop and pull together different materials to make sure all your materials and your overall course program, all your course materials are in good in good shape. The next step is to develop your content. This step talks about pulling all your materials together to make sure everything is in order. The next step is to run an e-learning pilot program. This step talks about creating a small group to observe how your courses are being, the reactions from your pilot group will determine how your overall e-learning program will take place. The next step after the success of your previous step, the pilot program, is to launch your e-learning program or e-learning courses. The next step, which is the last step, is to evaluate results. In evaluating results, you get feedback and you monitor the overall performance.
In this slide, I'll be explaining the hardware and software tools. Hardware consist of computers, headsets, headphones, speakers, cameras, and other tools that can be seen and touched. Software tools consist of different applications and softwares that can be used to ease the learning process for trainees. Software tools consist of file sharing, document creation, learning management system, which is a software application for automation and delivery of educational programs, video editing and audio editing, and other software tools that can be used for the training during the training process. In this slide, I'll be discussing the application of e-learning technologies. E-learning technologies can be applied in various aspects like online courses, video conferencing, business meetings, and other internal or external corporate activities. This is used to facilitate the growth and performance in an organization.
In conclusion, knowledge management and e-learning has been expressly explained, hence it should be adopted in our day-to-day activities. especially e-learning, because the world is now a global village with the advent of the internet. Thank you.